Okay, what's up everybody? Welcome back. As always, this is your favorite airdrop hunter Light here, and today we're going to be diving into the Wormhole ecosystem, which is part of the big 6 airdrops of the year, which obviously includes Starknet, Linea, ZK Sync Era, Layer 0, and also Eigenlayer, which we have already covered on the channel. I have individual streams and videos on those, except Eigenlayer, which is not as time sensitive as it is slated to release in Q3. So there's still plenty of time to talk about it on a later video and participate on it. And there's obviously a lot of people already saying that the snapshot for Layer 0 and Wormhole are already taken, and I don't actually believe that's true. And yes, maybe you don't get the full points in the pointing system because you didn't participate back in 23 and on the earlier years, but that doesn't mean that you are fully excluded from these drops, just FYI. So today we're going to be focusing on Wormhole, and Wormhole is basically a multi-chain bridge which interacts with a lot of different blockchains like Solana, like Sui. We have, I believe, Aptos as well, the Cosmos chains, and then there's obviously the EVM chain. So this is like a very important project in that sense. It has raised $125 million in funding, which is a crazy amount in my opinion, and that kind of shows the level of importance because this is the protocol that is interacting between these blockchains, and that is interoperability is one of the big things. It was a big thing in the last cycle, and it's going to be a big thing in the upcoming cycle. We have to be able to transfer out our precious tokens to our different ecosystems, especially things like USDC. This is very important, and basically Wormhole and Layer 0 are kind of like the prime products in this multi-bridging ecosystem essentially. Now, what are the criteria? Well, before we go into that, I do want to remind you to check out the actual spreadsheet that I have been updating. I did some updates on it yesterday. Now I'm kind of flagging out things that you can participate and are currently like on a farming phase with these yellow markings and with the chance saying ongoing. Finished means, by the way, that the snapshot has been taken, but it doesn't mean that you cannot claim it. So the claim might be open or not, but it's finished in terms of like the and there's always a lot of new entries here on the list, so a lot of things going on, guys, so make sure you pay attention to this list for the latest stuff. Now there's a very useful website called Wenser, and we have obviously featured this on a couple of previous videos, and here you can basically see your volume on Wormhole. Now I already have 6,500 on this main account, which is more than I actually expected to have, but that's kind of like whatever. My key point here is that you should have over $1,000 of volume. That should be one of the main criterias. And also I would like to have over 5 different chains that I have interacted with. Now I technically have done, because the way it's obviously calculating is I might have like changed, I'm like scanning now my EVM address, so I might have sent out like money from Aptos to Sui, so that's not showing up in here. So that's one of the criterias that I believe is going to be one of the essentials. So volume, the amount of times, separate months, and obviously, how many different chains you're interacting with. That's going to be probably one of the key things. Now let's kind of jump into what are the dApps we have. So we have the Portal Bridge, and this is the, as far as I know, this is the official Wormhole bridge, and I believe this is by, this is by XLab, so I think this is the official team, and this is basically where you can do most of your transactions. So basically, we even got an Algorand here, okay. So, and remember when you are transferring some obscure token, like let's say I'm transferring Algo to Ethereum, there's probably no liquidity for Algo. So this is, remember always that there may not be liquidity for that specific token that they're going to be bridging out. So doing transactions between Ethereum and Polygon or Ethereum and Solana, very convenient through this. Do multiple transactions through multiple different chains, not just EVM chains between each other. There's also separate USDC bridge here, but it gives you out a Wormhole USDC, so you got to be very wary of that. And that doesn't have liquidity on all chains. So remember when you're doing that to check out the liquidity and where you're going to be using it. And here's going to be showing out a bit of like the bridging systems and things like that. That's not really, that doesn't matter like what is the route exactly. It might cost you a bit more gas, I guess, but fundamentally, like, don't pay too much attention to that. Pay attention to volume and obviously what you're going to be bridging out. And obviously, if it gets stuck there, then just bridge it back in, because that's just like, well, it's obviously going to cost you, but that's kind of like cost of the game, no pun intended. They also do have a Zeely page, and there are a couple of different quests here, like daily login, inviting friends, and there was a quiz, I believe, as well, but I've already done them with this account, so you can't see them at this point. And there's a couple of Twitter quests as well. Not really many things going on. This is likely going to be some small criteria going onwards, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it too much. But then again, if you don't have the ability to spam out shit ton of volume, you should definitely do the Zeely quests at least. Then there are a multitude of different bridges that are using the wormhole technology. I talked about just a minute ago, obviously, we want to do multiple chains, but we might also want to do multiple bridges. Some of these bridges don't have their own tokens yet. So for example, we have VI Exchange. This one is built on top of Wormhole. I'm not actually sure, do they have their own token as of right now? Let me actually refresh this. This seems to be lagging right now. Okay, we're just going to be skipping this because this is not loading on right time. One of the things I'm actually kind of bullish on is MayanSwap. This is kind of, you know, Solana based or more Solana-esque type of a solution. So if you're moving from Solana to EVM, this is probably one of the better ones you want to use. And this one also does not have their own token yet. So you're doing Wormhole and you're going to be doing probably farming on the Mayan thing. They also have this auction thing going on. I have not looked into exactly what this is all about, but this auction feature might be more related into their own type of a thing going on. I don't know if you can bid on these auctions or what exactly is going on in here, but fundamentally, Mayan auctions and Mayan finance is one of these ones that I would probably allocate a lot of the time to outside from the main bridge. Then we have Cedus. This is on for people who use Sui and Aptos mostly. So this is a, you know, great opportunity for you basically bridging out between those chains, because they're not, I think, direct and Aptos Sui chains right now that go back and forth. So this is actually a very convenient opportunity. They already have their own token already, so not able to farm out in that way, but they are using that wormhole technology. And the fees on Sui and Aptos are actually a lot lower, so you can gain volume a bit easier actually using this one. Then we have another very important one called Carrier. And why is this important is the fact that it has NFT transfers over throughout the different chains. And because of that, you definitely want to consider doing this, because at least have one NFT transfer going on. And they're currently supporting ERC-721. So if you have some trash NFTs, spam NFTs, just move them from Polygon to somewhere else. And basically that's it. So maybe I can choose something out. Let me see if it actually is even showing up these NFTs. And Carrier doesn't seem to have their own own token as of right now. So that's another one that you should. This is another reason why you should be doing Carrier as well. So this is probably my like top 3 bridges that I would be doing. I think you need to search through NFT contract address to basically get the IDs or something. And they seem to, I'm kind of unfamiliar here, but they might have their own NFT or something like that. So Carrier coups or something. So if those are a sale somewhere, maybe buy one of them and try to like bridge them over back and forth between chains, then you're probably going to be Carrier. Let me see what is the actual floor for these things. It's very low. I mean, relatively very low for a lot of these NFT things. So buying out one of these and maybe swapping it back and forth, probably going to be getting you eligible for the coup thing, and obviously allowing you to get some wormhole transactions on the NFT side of things. Then we have Rango Exchange, another one that has been around for quite some time. I know these guys are going to be airdropping to Cosmos stakers at some point. I have an individual review about way back, I think in 2020, about this exchange, maybe 21. So another one that is using the wormhole technology, a lot of different chains supported here. So If you want a lot of options, this one is another good one, and obviously it does have a affiliate program. So I will have my referral link down below, so you're going to be helping me out on the process while doing transactions. Then we have one called Hashflow. This one also has their own token yet. And as I said earlier, if in case it isn't clear, do at least 5 different bridges. I would think that's a good $1,000 of volume between 5 different bridges is probably going to be a good starting point. And then we have Magpie, and this one also just an exchange, doesn't seem to have any token of their own as of right now, so another one that you can potentially farm out, and there seems to be only EVMs supported here, but yeah, it's still Wormhole, so worth the shot, I guess. Moving on, we have a wallet called Backpack, and I don't remember which NFT project was actually that created this. I think was this by Madlads or something like that? And this is probably going to be doing their own separate airdrop, and they are also going to be linked into Wormhole, because this was actually on the page, which I'm going to be showing you in a second. And then there is Allbridge. This also has their own token already, but they are using Wormhole technology. I don't recommend using Liquidity. Bridges get hacked way too often, so that's not something I recommend doing. So ignore that, but do swaps under Allbridge. And then lastly, I do want to quickly go on into these NFT partnerships that they have here involved. So there has been already some murmurs about like Utes, DeGods, and Madlads are going to be getting an NFT collection. And these are things that you can be, bridging over throughout these NFT bridges basically. And DeGods, I think floor is over 2 Ethereum right now. Let's see where the Utes are right now. Explorer more. Buy Utes on OpenSea. Okay, these are also kind of, more on the comfortable side for, they're blue chip. And Madlads, obviously, well, they're probably going to be getting the backpack airdrop. But these are very expensive, so I don't think most of you are able to afford them. So 189 Solana. So we are talking about like, well, a lot of money. I think these are like top 5 NFTs right now. So and they're going to be getting a lot of drops in the future anyways. So that's kind of like what I have to say. You got these 4 NFT collections which are adjacent to this airdrop. So bridging NFTs, bridging at least over $1,000 worth of volume, and obviously using at least 5 different bridges and 5 different chains. I think that's a good start for Task to do. Maybe there will be more things added in the Zeely over time, so that's something you want to focus on. But that's basically my rundown of this airdrop. And there's probably not much to add. I think we are going to be seeing quite soon the Wormhole airdrop to happen. It's going to be big, it's going to be large. It's really interesting for me to see whatever it's going to be bigger or smaller than layer 0 and how they're going to be going around about it. But yes, I think this is going to be one of the larger drops, and there are obviously a lot of other bridges which are not using Wormhole or layer 0, which are having their own airdrops like Orbiter or Meson. But then again, these are kind of the highest priority chains right now. So I really recommend when you are bridging stuff, please use these ones instead, because you're going to be accumulating these very, very high quality drops. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next airdrop thing, and that's going to be voted against again on the community poll. So go cast on your vote on YouTube's community poll, and that's probably going to be having the impact what we're going to be covering out next on the next video. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you very soon.